Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at some more of the Marvel Legends retro 3 3/4 inch figures from Hasbro / Kenner. These are kind of a what if, Hasbro or Kenner had always done Marvel figures back in the 70s and 80s, done very much in the style of the original Kenner Star Wars action figures. So they kind of have that 5 POA, although some of them I think have more than 5 POA. We'll get into that in a little bit. But they're just kind of, basic figures made to look like the retro Star Wars figures from back in the 70s. And I love them. I absolutely love them. Now, I'm hesitant to call this Wave 2 because I'm not really sure how these are being released. The original ones were kind of a preview or test run or something that was exclusive to Hasbro Pulse. Those original 4 2-packs. And then these were just, I found these at Target. Target has this whole kind of like retro thing that they're doing where they have like a section of retro toys or toys inspired to look retro, kind of a throwback section. And these are being released at Target as part of that. And the first pictures we had seen of like a quote unquote second wave when they released them online was Carol Danvers, Human Torch, Hulk, and Magneto, and there was no mention of Iceman, Electra, or Daredevil. And then people just started finding these at Target, finding toys that had never been previously shown or teased or released or anything like that. They were never advertised that they existed. People were just finding them. So typical Hasbro fashion. But in any case, so I don't know if this is technically Wave 2, Wave 3. They're not really doing waves, or maybe they're all part of Wave 2. I don't know. But when I was in the store, I saw these 4. There was also Spider-Man was part of the wave. I think Iron Man was part of the wave. I think those are the only 2 that I saw. I didn't get those because obviously I have them from the Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Now the packaging was different. I will say, Electro was also part of that wave. So Electro, Iron Man, maybe even Cap, maybe all the ones from the Hasbro Pulse wave. I honestly can't remember. It looked like a fresh case had been put out when I was there. I know for a fact Iron Man was there, and I know for a fact Spider-Man was there. I think Electro was there as well. Maybe Cap was also there. I'm not 100% sure. But in any case, the packaging is different. So if you bought the Hasbro Pulse ones and you wanted to rebuy these newer ones, the packaging is different. So that's up to you. But I decided to only pick up the characters that I had, no version of so far. And like I said, Carol Danvers was the only one that was shown online previously. No mention of the other 3, but I want to just point out the packaging at first because I love this packaging. It is beautiful, super colorful, super fun. It just looks like beautiful comic artwork, and I am 100% here for it. And I really, really, really enjoy it. It really just kind of looks like Silver Age comic art to me, and I'm here for it 100%. So, as you can see, we have Daredevil, we have Electra, we have Carol Danvers, we have Iceman. You can see these 2 are kind of credited to Daredevil, Avengers, X-Men, so they're going all across the Marvel Universe. They're a ton of fun. And I just want to kind of give you a second to really drink in this packaging because it's really, really cool. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead, get these guys out of the box, and we're going to take a closer look. So here are the figures out of the packaging, and I think they look absolutely fantastic. We'll start over here with Daredevil. He does come with billy clubs. I appreciate that they're including accessories where appropriate in this line, because in the first wave of the Hasbro Pulse wave, I should say, only Cap had his shield, and nobody else really had any accessories, so I didn't know how prevalent accessories were going to be in this line. So I'm excited to see that they're including them where it makes sense. Now, I would have loved if he had a pouch on the side for them to be stored in, but I get it. But he looks good. And I mean, they're just kind of little white sticks. There's nothing super exciting about them, but at least they're there. Head sculpt looks good. It's got the little devil horns. I think it looks pretty cool. Now, I did say before they're kind of in the 5 POA style, and they have a rotating head. You can kick the legs forward, and of course the arms move. But they do also have wrist swivels at the glove cuff, you can see. So they technically have 7 POA. Now, I'll be honest, it really looks like the legs want to move at the boot cuffs as well, but I don't think so. Ms. Marvel, her one leg seems like it moves a little bit, and I don't know if that's because it's breaking or if it's meant to have the articulation, but most of them, it really does not feel like they're supposed to, and I really don't want to break anything, so I'm not going to push it. But even at 7 POA, I think these are fun, and I think they look really good. Next up, we have Electra, and she does have her Psy. And she's got this sash, which I'm pretty sure is the exact same sash from Ms. Marvel, as you can see there, just done in a slightly different shade of red. But she looks good. Now, because of her long hair, it kind of hinders the neck movement a little bit. You can see you really only have about that much right there. But you still have the same arm movement, leg movement, and then the wrist movement at the glove. Face sculpt is pretty good. And I think the hair looks good. She's even got the bandana. So all in all, pretty cool figure. Then we have Ms. Marvel. Now, because her hair is so big, she really doesn't have any kind of articulation at the neck, unfortunately. You can kind of see it move a little bit side to side, but it just kind of wiggles. But otherwise, she's got the same arm, glove, and hip movement. And then you can see here what I mean about this leg. This almost feels like it wants to move, but I don't think it's supposed to. But all nicely painted, nicely detailed. Head sculpts are all nice. And then last but certainly not least, we have Iceman. Now he is translucent to mimic his icy aesthetic. But you can kind of see the, I guess, mechanics for making the figure work. You have the pegs in the chest that keep it together. You can see all the joints where they move and all the pieces. But he's got the same articulation as everyone else. And he looks cool. I like him a lot. I kind of wish he had like an X on his belt. But other than that, or maybe they're not even giving him a belt. Usually he has a belt though. But I don't know. They just did him all in translucent. He almost kind of looks like Dr. Manhattan or something like that. But either way, very, very cool. I'm liking him quite a bit. I wanted to bring in the figures from the last wave to kind of show how we're forming some teams here. We have the X-Men, we have the Avengers. Daredevil's not really on a team, but Electra is his sometimes ally, sometimes villain, so I decided to put them together. But yeah, I think it's fun. I'm really enjoying that we're kind of growing some teams here. I'd love to see more of the X-Men, of course, more of the Avengers as well. We definitely need more villains, though, because I'm pretty sure the only villain we have so far is Electro. And Magneto has been shown, but I haven't seen him in stores yet. But that's really it. So definitely need some more villains. I'm thinking Doc Doom, some other classic main villains. Let's see, who else would be really good? Well, whatever. I'm not going to conjecture. There are tons of really great Marvel villains out there. So, but yeah, I'm having fun with the line. I think it's really fun to start growing some teams, and I'm just really having fun time with these figures here. And I want to do a little comparison real quick. This is the last time Marvel Legends decided to do like 4-inch figures, way back before they kind of discontinued that part of the line. So obviously you can see the difference here. This is kind of a fully articulated 4-inch action figure, and then this is a 3 3/4 inch, 5, technically 7 POA style figure. So obviously you can see there are quite substantial differences here. So I just want you to kind of get your expectations set when you're buying into this line. This is definitely going for more of a retro feel. So this is definitely kind of late 70s, early 80s motif. And if you're like me and you like that style of figure, then I think you're going to enjoy these a lot. But if you're buying these, hoping to compare it to something like this over here, then I think you're going to be disappointed. So I just kind of want you to get your expectations. But I will say one thing. The Billy Clubs are almost identical. So you got that going for you. But otherwise, this is a kind of basic 3 3/4 inch figure, really more for nostalgia purposes. It's very done in a very nostalgic style. Whereas this over here was when Marvel Legends was doing 4-inch figures that were fully articulated, with the literally all the same kind of articulation that like a Black Series figure would have, or a 6-inch Marvel Legends series figure would have. So just wanted to kind of do a comparison there that you can see that they are vastly different. But I love both of them for different reasons. So I think they're both valid lines, and I wouldn't discount the retro line just because it's not this line over here. I think this line's a lot of fun. They don't have a ton of articulation, but they have a really fun retro nostalgic feel, and I'm having fun collecting them. The other thing is these are fairly inexpensive. At $10 a piece, I think that's pretty fair. It kind of reminds me of the Reaction line from Super 7, but at a price that you would kind of more expect to pay because Hasbro's a larger company, so they can get away with, offering them cheaper. So it just kind of works out. I think $10 a piece is pretty fair. I'm having a lot of fun collecting them. And yeah, I mean, the other thing I have to shout out, the artwork. I absolutely love the artwork on these figures, and I think that's half the fun. Half the time when I pick them up, it's hard for me to even open them just because the artwork is so beautiful. I'm definitely keeping the cards, and I might hang them up even just with the bubbles cut away, just because it's really, really beautiful artwork. And yeah, I just think they're fun. It's definitely a fun retro nostalgic thing, and I can understand how this isn't for everybody. I mean, figures done in kind of the original Star Wars Kenner style with that 5 POA, it's definitely not something that's up with kind of current toy technology. We've seen, much like the Daredevil Legends figure from a couple years ago that I just showed you, we've seen 4-inch figures that are highly articulated. These are not that. These are definitely going for a more nostalgic, retro feel, kind of a what if they had always done this back, if they had the license to Marvel figures back in the 70s and 80s. That's kind of what they're going for here. So I think they're fun, but I can understand they don't appeal to everybody. But if you like them, I think they're worth your time. Really nicely painted, nicely detailed, and the artwork on the cards is just amazing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.